Welcome to One Topic, where we stick to one topic. I'm introducing the show. My name is Autumn Fisher.
My name is Greg Russ.
I am not going to Eric's party now.
Why not?
I couldn't make it happen. I was going to have to drive with the kids and baby and a car full of beach stuff for like 11 hours.
Oh, yeah.
then-
Also, can you imagine bringing the
what?
dog? Can you imagine bringing the dog to Eric's? He'd hate it.
I wouldn't. I would leave him at the hotel.
No, that's mean. The dog would dump all over the hotel.
Oh, no. I would take him out.
But you'd be gone for hours.
Figure it out.
Would you sneak the dog into the hotel, or would you find a hotel that allowed dogs
No,
to be?
I got a hotel that would allow dogs. I had a hotel booked and everything.
What hotel? Red Roof Inn?
No, it's the La Quinta.
Yeah, it seems like a hotel chain that would allow dogs.
Well, the Holiday Inn Express allows dogs.
Yeah, it's similar.
That's nice. The Holiday Inn Express. The one I'm staying in Rocky Mount, North Carolina is nice.
Yeah. What's it
Yeah.
called?
It's called the Holiday Inn Express.
They're all the same. They're fine. I'm not trying to be a hotel snob. Not everyone.
It's just not bad. I don't really care all that much, but I stayed there like 3 weeks ago and it was really nice.
Yeah, I've upped my game though. I'm a Hilton Gold member, and I got to stay in nicer
Oh,
properties. And
That's so nice.
I stay in suites in San Francisco on the 30th floor, and I stay on the 9th floor of this hotel in Miami that I'm currently in. There's only 10 floors in the hotel. That's one floor from the top.
You're like you like hate rich people culture, but then you're like, I stay at the best hotel.
When it's not my money.
Yeah.
I've never cared about staying. I want it to be clean, of course, but
Sure, yeah.
something like a La Quinta is perfectly fine.
Yeah.
Holiday Inn Express is perfectly fine. Hampton Inn, for whatever reason, I don't know why.
Oh, really?
I like those.
Oh,
I like a Hampton Inn.
I don't know anything about them.
I don't come across these too often, but I wish there were more of them. The Sleep Inn.
Oh, yeah, those are like on the road, right?
Yeah,
Like,
but you get
Directly
it.
next to a highway.
It's like that eyeglasses store called Four Eyes, FOR, but people in glasses are called Four Eyes. The Sleep Inn, it's an inn, INM, but it's also Sleep In.
Sleep
Come
in.
on,
Yeah.
Yeah.
But checkout's at 10.
But you're right. I've only ever stayed at those driving up 95. If I would go to my grandparents in Philadelphia, or even when I was moving to New York in the U-Haul, I stopped in some place at the Sleep Inn, and they were showing. I mean, they had normal TV, but Sex and the City was on.
Oh, that's
and
nice.
I felt it's always fucking on. I bring that up, and
Was it
I
on
think
E at the time?
probably
Yeah, that's when they were showing a ton of that.
they're still showing a ton of that. Maybe not now because
Sex and the City?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
I don't have cable, so I don't know what's on.
I have YouTube TV.
So you can watch live TV?
Yes, but E is showing the Olympics now.
Oh, okay.
What are you doing? What are you doing?
Sorry.
Accounting?
No, it's my Rubik's Cube.
Oh, you doing the fucking Rubik's Cube during the show?
Yeah. I'm really good at it. I can do it in like 5 minutes now.
You're not good
Remember
at puzzles.
last time I was like, I couldn't do it?
No, you're not a puzzle solver.
I am.
No.
What do you mean? I told you I can do a Rubik's Cube in under 5 minutes.
Because you learned the thing by watching a YouTube video.
Yeah, and?
That's not.
That's how everybody learned it.
No, there were people who learned it before.
Yeah, but those people have like autism or something.
Word problems. Were you good at word problems? Probably not.
Why are you being a dick all of a sudden? What's happening? Are you recording yet?
I'm recording. I'm being a
Okay,
dick
good.
because you're playing with a fucking Rubik's Cube while we're having a conversation.
So
call
what
me,
does that mean?
call me Eric if you want, but most people can't multitask.
Oh, most people are.
Yeah, I'm just gonna let me just.
Most
go.
people are women, and women can multitask
Let me
because that's
just-
what we can do.
Hold on 1 second.
Have you felt that I have not been paying attention or not following what's going on?
Oh, you're not engaged.
I am engaged.
What's that?
Yeah, I never said what's that. You did. Now that you've started playing some stupid game. See, now you've stopped talking, whereas I have not stopped talking. You're proving my point.
No, I'm proving my point.
No, you're not proving any point because what you're doing is stopping talking while you're doing something, whereas I have not. It's only because you've heard a sound behind you.
If you were talking about something that mattered to you, I don't think you would
Yeah.
appreciate it if I was staring at my phone playing
Are you
Monopoly
talking about
Go.
something that matters to you right now?
Yeah, I was talking about how I like a sleep in, and it was something because it's tied to.
And I'm listening to that and I'm responding.
No, we're
Okay.
playing the Rubik's Cube.
Yeah, I'm not playing with it. I'm doing it, solving it.
All right, solve it. Then when you're done with it.
No, I can talk to you at the same time. I do many things at once all day long. So let's go.
That's why I don't have conversations in general. Because people don't, they just wait. They barely listen. They
Who's
wait for
people?
you to-
Are you saying that that's me? Because that's not what's happening.
It's just the way it goes. Yeah, I'm not really interested in what's being said.
I am interested. In what reason am I not interested? And in what way have I showed you that I'm not interested? You can hear a Rubik's Cube in the background?
Yeah, and also think about the listening experience for anyone else listening.
Well, I didn't know it was
Hearing
making noise in the mic.
The clicking, clacking.
I didn't know it was making noise in the mic. That makes more of an impact to me because I didn't know it was making a noise. If I had known that, I won't do it. I'm not going to do it. But it's not. It doesn't have anything to do with me paying attention. I have been paying attention this whole time. I've been doing the Rubik's Cube this whole time. So you didn't even notice. Dick.
What? I'm just doing my bag puzzle. My plastic bag puzzle. The bags are tied together in knots, and
you have stopped talking, not me.
Oh, I'll keep
Do you
talking.
understand how you're proving your point?
Yes, I understand how I'm proving my point.
I mean, my point. My point.
I understand how my point has been proven.
No, it has not been proven.
I'm very into that bag puzzle.
You can't have a conversation while doing your bag puzzle, whereas I have been having a whole conversation this whole time while I've been doing my own puzzle.
I mean, I could have a conversation if I wanted to, the bag puzzle, because I'm very good at puzzles. That's how I got into the gifted program. I had to solve these word problems, or the things where they give you 4 different pictures of shapes in different positions, and they said the next logical choice, the next position all these shapes would be in, and then you say it's D. It's definitely D. You know what I'm talking about?
No, I never did those. I never got into the gifted program.
We can't all be so smart.
God, you're the worst person I've ever known.
That's fine. I totally fine with that. The person who expects a level of professionality when it comes to recording.
Yeah, I'm professional. I'm ready to go. I've been ready. I've been talking this whole time and been engaging the whole time.
Let's see if I can find a word problem for you. 2nd grade level. Canoe puppies.
What?
No,
what is this?
Choose a fun name. Otto isn't good at puzzles. Oh, wait. You can't put that many characters in. Otto isn't go. This doesn't work, though, because this is not a word puzzle. This is some kind of...
Oh, I don't understand what this is.
There's math problems, and I guess as you answer them correctly, your pups in a canoe will go faster. 15 plus 10. Hurry, quick.
15 plus 10? 25?
Yeah.
I'm scared.
Yeah. Good job. You're getting ahead. 24 plus 36. Go.
61?
24 plus 36. Go.
24 plus
60.
60. I can't do this.
38 plus 28.
I'm not good at math. I'm not good at fast math like that. You've really chosen something difficult because I really am not good at fast math.
This is 2nd grade level.
I know.
That's what I chose.
I've always had this gap of like knowing exactly what numbers when you hear them together and what they mean or how they add up. I'm really bad at that. I am. I've always been bad at it.
Shut up. What is that noise? Why are there always
Oh.
pop-ups constantly on the
Do a
computer?
different thing. But I like those doggies. That was cute.
No, I already closed that tab. I have no clue where to find it now.
Oh.
Wow, the random word generator has so many pop-up ads. I left the tab open for a few minutes, went away,
You don't
and
have an ad blocker?
6 videos were playing. I have an ad blocker. I don't know why it's not blocking the
Damn.
ads. So, Sleep In. Good place.
So good.
Constantly Sex in the City on TV.
Yeah. I miss those days, the simpler days. It was like right on the cusp of like streaming, right? Because it was right. I guess on demand was definitely a thing, but it was, you still, if you wanted to watch unedited Sex in the City, you had to go to your DVDs, those books of Sex in the City DVDs. It's like 6 discs.
Well, people still watch it to this day. The morons still come to New York thinking that they want to live the Sex in the City lifestyle. Girls was supposed to supplant it, but it didn't happen.
Well, Girls is a totally different thing.
Everyone said, Girls, it's the new Sex in the City. Oh my God. Yeah. Characters stink.
You think so?
Yeah. No one.
Well, they were good characters.
No one is likable. And some people say it was done on purpose, but I don't think it was. It's criticism and commentary on today's.
I like Shoshana. She was likable. She was neurotic and funny.
She was the most likable, yes.
Yeah. And then at the end, she was the smartest. She was like, we got to call this friendship. This sucks. She was fucking right.
But that show didn't have the staying power that people thought it was going to have. That's today's topic, staying power.
Staying power.
Yeah. How much staying power does this show have? What do we?
I don't know.
We're at 5 years, 19, 20, 22, 30, over 5 years of podcasts.
Not a dime is made.
No, there's dime. There's every once in a while $20 would show up in a PayPal account because they sold some ads that we didn't know about, just plugging ads into our show that I had no clue. It'd be nice if there were more. But maybe it's run its course. The topics have been dismantled. The conversations are all over the map.
Do you really think this?
I don't know. I've been thinking about it a bit.
Yeah, I have been too.
So go ahead. What are your thoughts?
Well, I kind of feel like I enjoy doing the show. I enjoy, like, sometimes our conversations flow really fun, and I like that. And it feels like the magic that happens. And then other times, sometimes it's it can be a little hard, like to come up with something, but I don't know. Once we get started, it really starts flowing really well. But as far as like the structure of the show, there's nothing for us to really stand on. We're just talking.
Yeah. I mean, so before, and it's not like it's ever been a show where the topics were researched to death.
Oh, no.
It was a pretty lazy approach. Which is fine.
But it was, that's fine. That was just our way. But, oh my goodness, do you really think it should end?
I don't know. I know. What does it go on forever?
I know. It's like we'd have to either end it or like restructure the whole thing. Or just, it'd have, maybe we're at a crossroads.
I think we've gotten to the point where, I've somehow bullshitted topics in the description.
Yeah, you've done a good job with that.
And tried to find some kind of underlying theme in each episode. But it's not really that difficult to come up with something to talk about. I guess what seems
You're saying it's not difficult? Because I feel like it is.
It shouldn't be that difficult. But yes, it does feel difficult.
Yeah.
I don't understand why it's so difficult to come up with like one exact thing to talk about.
Yeah. I think it's because we have done this for so long. We've talked about a lot of things.
Well, there are objects and topics and subjects and
Yeah.
whatever that you can speak to just through common knowledge or experience.
Right.
And maybe we've exhausted that well. Maybe, the other topics that, because in theory, whatever, you fucking pick one thing and you talk about it.
Right.
Dishwashers.
Yeah.
I mean, if you wanted to talk about dishwashers, I feel as though you could fill 10 minutes talking about dishwashers. And I say dishwasher because I'm staring at one.
Sure.
But my knowledge of dishwashers, I wish I had some kind of historical knowledge and trivia about dishwashers. And you could do the research for these things. But I don't fucking do research on stuff.
I know. And that doesn't mean that we don't care about the show. It's just, it's like the show doesn't give us enough back for us to like treat it better almost.
Wow, you went there. It doesn't give us enough back.
I'm saying, like, if it was making money for us or if it was like growing and you know what I mean? Like, I feel like there'd be more motivation, but also since it's never been that, it doesn't feel like I don't want it to be that. Like, I have always just enjoyed us just kind of talking. And maybe because it's just been us talking, it feels like, well, now what do we talk about? I don't know.
I like doing a show for people to listen to. That gives back.
That's true. Yes, that's true. And I don't mean to discount that. I don't mean that.
I think what bothers me is I just don't know if it's been good for people to listen to. I feel as though it's like, are we just doing this and putting something out there? Like, the thing that matters to me is you give a person a show that they enjoy and they say, wow, that time flew by and I liked that and I forgot that my life is shit.
Yeah, I hear that.
And if you can't,
I don't know though. Like, how do we know if that's happening?
We don't engage
right
with the listeners.
See, again, why don't we?
You can look at the number of listens, but ever since we stopped releasing on Mondays, that has dropped.
Oh, right.
There's no set day anymore. Sometimes it's Wednesday, sometimes it's Thursday, sometimes it's Friday.
See, even that, it's like we're disrespecting it in a way.
So you lost the consistency of releasing on a certain day that people are used to. And it was able to be released. Usually we record over the weekend, release on a Monday, but schedule it to publish at 2 a.m. So it was there in the morning. Now, quite often we record and I push it out at 1 p.m. when who the fuck's going to listen to it then? And I guess it exists for people to listen to whenever they want to listen to it, but.
True.
Yeah. I don't know.
I don't know either. It feels weird to end it, doesn't it?
Yeah, I guess I'd have to start my podcast with Tim at that point.
Would you?
I don't know.
I don't know about that.
How would you feel about that?
Oh, of course. You do whatever. It has nothing to do with me.
Now, how would you feel if we ended this?
Oh.
And then I started doing a podcast with Tim, and then that was promoted.
No, that was promoted. I mean, you know what? Honestly, I wouldn't take it as like a slight to me. It would be a totally different thing with you and Tim. But if it sort of like got promoted, if that's what you mean, like as far as like on the show or like the radio show.
Yeah.
Is that what? Yeah, I would be like, well, fucking par for the course. Nobody gives a shit about me.
Well, you would have nothing to promote at that point.
You know what? Why didn't it happen before that? When I was at the Carathon, which was a fabulous experience, honestly. I loved being there for it. It was really cool. But there was a sponsor that was there and we were on air, right? We were talking to him. He was looking at me. I was I was introduced. I'm part of the fucking show. Hello. And he's leaving and Eric's next to me on my left, Tim's on the right. Jared's way down on the other end. He's shaking everybody's hand. He reaches over me to shake Eric's hand. Over top of me to shake Eric's hand. I'm standing up. We're all standing up. and then says goodbye to everyone. Shakes Tim's hand, not a word to me. And I was like, wow. Okay. Got it.
Maybe the new rules in the new world.
No. No.
I'm not going to touch a woman. I'm not going to assume that she wants to touch me.
We're not run by the fucking Taliban. We're not in Turkey. It's like no, absolutely not.
It's worse in a way. I read that having a crush on a person is now sexual assault.
Well, you can read anything about anything. People read all the time that like you can have a post-birth abortion at 3 weeks. You can read that online. That's not real.
The number of people who joined in and said, yes, I agree. A person
Those are bots.
A person putting their unwanted feelings onto you is assault.
Assault. Get the fuck out of here.
I'm not lying about this.
I know you're not lying about it, but that's not real life. Do you know what I mean?
Something that you have no control over.
Yeah.
You can't. All the crushes I had in middle school. Now, granted, for the most part, I kept them secret, so there was no assault because they lived inside.
Even if you're thinking it though, then you're assaulting. You're someone who could assault.
Well, at some point, there's going to be a person who says, well, just the fact that you're holding those thoughts has an influence on how you act, and that affects the other person negatively.
This isn't real. Don't fall into this trap of things that you see like that, and it's not real. It's not real life.
But some people do believe it.
People may believe it, but in reality, that's not how people operate. It's just not. It is not how people operate.
I just avoided all at that point. It's like, all right, I'm staying away from all of this.
Okay, how about instead of giving this guy some benefit of the doubt that he was respecting me in some way, how about you say, fuck that, that's really fucked up? Because it is.
I mean, it is pretty fucked up.
Yes.
Did you talk during the interview?
Yes! Yes! I was on air. I'm a person who is part of this show. I've been here since the goddamn beginning. Hello? What a fucking dickhead.
Is he some high power guy?
I'll tell you later who he is. You don't know who he is. I mean, you know the name of his company, but...
Was he wearing rings that weren't a wedding ring?
No.
Did he have a bracelet?
What I'm talking about is the disrespect that he showed me by reaching over me to shake someone's hand, doesn't give me eye contact, doesn't say goodbye to me, doesn't acknowledge me as a person at all, let alone a part of the show. And not just, and even on a business level. Hello? You're saying goodbye to people, you're shaking all the men's hand? Get the fuck out of here.
Did you bring it up after the fact?
Yeah, I told Tim, he reached over me to shake Eric's hand and didn't say goodbye, didn't acknowledge me.
What was Tim's reaction?
He laughed, I was kind of like, wow, what the, because I still feel shocked by it. I'm insulted, but it's also funny. It's wow.
Yeah, he must not like you, not a fan.
Okay.
I'm trying to figure out.
Listen, I saw Belinda there and I didn't give her a stink eye. I talked to her and gave her a hug. I don't like her.
Belinda's a big fan of this show, so she just heard that.
I'm sure she is.
She's the one actually who wrote me and said, Greg, we need to talk about the state of one topic.
I really appreciate everything y'all have done. You've gotten me through some of my hardest times.
But it just ain't hitting the way it used to hit.
It sure isn't.
So,
I just know y'all could do better, and I'm rooting for y'all.
She's a silent producer on the show until she wasn't silent. But she's, not credited. She does it out of the goodness of her heart. She listens to every episode, so now she knows that you don't like her.
Well, you know what? I love, again, that you're twisting this into me being a dick.
For no
what
reason.
the fuck, Greg?
I didn't twist anything into you being a dick.
You're saying she's a silent, and she gives up her time for our show, and you don't like her. So.
Yeah, how true do you think that is? Oh, shut up! Do you hear this person
what
yelling?
Was that?
Someone yelling in the hall. Shut the fuck up!
I heard a.
Hey, listen. I don't know. I can't really.
I kind of heard it. Blow.
Coming into a hotel. Should be a quiet space like a fucking library.
You should go out there and yell at them.
Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, go out and but be weird about it. Like, shut the fuck up.
Get off my hall.
This is my hall.
But then you can't even slam the door because there's that spring-loaded thing at the top.
Oh, that's good because I hated those like fire doors that would slam shut.
Yeah,
so,
but
like
when
every hotel room, people like going in and out of their rooms, blam.
When you're trying to make a point and slam a door in the face of a loud person, you can't do it. Because let me see how quickly I can slam this door. Okay, the door is fully open. Here we go, slamming it.
That's pretty good, but you had to really struggle.
I mean, yes, it took 4 seconds to close with me pushing with all my might.
Yeah, I could hear the struggle. That's not as that doesn't really make your point when you're trying to slam the door and you're like,
No, you can't scare the kids or adults.
Yeah.
When I got back last night, I could hear the people in the room next to me.
Ooh.
And then I just started. Yeah, I think that story I told about being in San Francisco, walking down the sidewalk, yelling to myself. It was similar. I was like, I'm just going to be as loud as I want to be as I put my groceries away. And I wonder if they could hear me. They did shut up after that. They stopped being so loud. Here's something again. What the fuck is going on?
People are having a good time.
No, they shouldn't be having any kind of time. This isn't the kind of hotel where you have a good time. Go to downtown Miami, South Beach for that shit. Can you hear it?
Yeah.
I have the mic out the door. Something about sleeping at the beach. When you tell me that.
They're fighting. Oh, I love that. Oh man, I want to hear this argument.
Well, I couldn't tell if they were heading this way. I heard some sloshing of some loose pants.
Some
yeah, and it sounded like it was getting louder. So I figured a person wouldn't appreciate a microphone sticking out a door.
No, that would be pretty invasive. Privacy and all.
So I had to.
You should put a sign at the front saying, like, you may be recorded on this floor.
I never.
By stepping onto this floor, you consent to possibly being recorded.
Yes, then I think legally that will cover me.
There you go. Now we can do it.
There was a sign. I mean, It was small and it was in a location you would never look, taped to the ceiling, but it was there.
It was taped to the ceiling.
I posted it.
Does that count? I don't think legally that counts.
Why not? Why wouldn't it count?
If it's put in like micro text, does it still count?
If it's in invisible ink that you need a black light to see.
If I sign a contract and there's wording in it that's instead of the ink being white, black, it's white. And I signed it. It's in the contract. It's in the four corners of the contract.
That black light ink isn't as safe as you would think. I've seen Gone in 60 Seconds. They had their master list of all the cars they were going to steal written in ink that you could only see under black light. But when they had to clear out, they broke the black light bulb and didn't bother to clean up the pieces. So when the detectives came, they found a piece of the black light and said,
sweet.
What's this?
Gosh, those detectives are so smart.
Gone in 60 Seconds, back when Angelina Jolie used to act.
What do you mean?
Didn't she
now
did she quit? She's not really in it anything anymore.
She's like an ambassador or something.
She shows up in a few things like the Eternals.
Well, good for her. She doesn't have to work. She was married to Brad. Are they together still?
I don't think so.
I don't know. She's too thin.
They were declared legally single by a judge in 2019.
Legally single?
Yeah. And they're fighting over custody of their children.
Oh, boy.
Division of assets and their winery.
My winery. What's their winery called? Fucking Brad. It's in competition with Josh.
Why can't they just run it together?
Yeah.
Like they don't even run it.
Yeah, because they don't run it. Exactly. So run what? It's funny.
Maravel.
Maravel.
Maravel. Miraval. Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie wines. From winesonsale.com. Maravel Côtes de Provence Rosé. Studio by Maravel Rosé. Maravel Champagne Fleur de Maravel with gift box.
This is from. Wait, what is it called?
You can get a vintage 2023.
Oh.
Miraval.
Oh. MARV. MARV.
Just type in Brad Pitt wine.
I know. I'm sorry. It's coming up as like there's a bunch of other like Maravo wines.
It's a Spanish word that means view of the valley. Yeah, the valley of broken marriage. Were they ever married? Maybe they weren't married.
It's Mira. If it's Spanish, then it's Miraval, because Mira is look, and then Val or Val must be like the valley.
These people are back. They're back in the hall fighting about whatever.
Yes.
The stunning truth about Angelina Jolie's 3 divorces. Does the one dude still wear the vial of her blood? Bad Santa, whatever the fuck his name was.
What's his name? Yeah, his name is Biscuits Mustard.
Yeah.
His name is
He has 3 names.
Jim?
Yeah, Billy Bob.
Billy Bob Thornton.
I wear a vial of her. But who else was she married to?
Côte de Provence. Somebody probably before Billy Bob.
Johnny Lee Miller. Oh, just some loser, nobody. Oh, now you know that guy.
Some losing it. Oh, I know him.
If you click on him, it's like, oh yeah, I've seen him around. English actor. He achieved early success for his portrayal of Simon Sickboy Williamson in the dark comedy drama film Trainspotting. You love Trainspotting. You love that speech at the end.
I've never seen Trainspotting.
You have to watch it with subtitles because you don't fucking understand what they say.
Well, I can't hardly watch anything without subtitles anymore.
Choose life, Autumn. Choose life. Man, that really
choose life.
That was a big speech at the end
of
Trainspotting, and the moral of it is choose life.
Choose life.
You could find the video. It's probably got millions of views and people saying, "Oh, it's so inspirational."
Is that the one where he's crawling on the ceiling because he's
the baby's crawling on the ceiling? It's not a dead baby, but it's a baby, and its head turns all the way around.
Is that the druggy one? Trainspotting?
Yeah, it's heroin.
Okay, heroin. Yeah, I'd like to see that. You know what movie I was really into as a kid that I probably shouldn't have been was Basketball Diaries.
With the over-the-top heroin withdrawal scene?
So it was really like, I always thought that Leonardo DiCaprio was like a really great actor until, and I think he's good and I enjoy him, but it is true that he overacts everything he does.
Well, even Trainspotting, the withdrawal scene, I've never withdrawn from heroin, pain pills, yes, and that's bad enough. And I'm sure heroin withdrawal is fucking awful. And fentanyl these days is probably even worse.
Yeah.
That aside, I guess the feeling is fucking gotta be awful. But that doesn't really translate to screen when a person's laying there feeling like shit and like the sheets are soaked in sweat and
yeah.
So
like you have to
have the convulsions and the fucking clawing at your face and bashing at the wall with your head and things like that.
The foaming, the dried lips, the like red eyes.
Yeah. So they have to, dramatic
sputum.
Effect. Dramatic effect is needed.
Yeah.
The Basketball Diaries withdrawals. Didn't the guy just keeps them locked in the room?
Yeah. I'm thinking of the part where he's like talking to his mom. He's like, ah, he's like screaming, and then he's just screaming in that whole movie and coughing and stuff.
Choose life. Now, I can't
Maybe
remember if the choose life speech was at the beginning of the movie, or maybe it was mentioned and then it wraps up
maybe
at
like
the
full
end.
circle.
And then Train Spotting 2, I think they bring it up again.
Electric Boogaloo?
They really lean on it.
Lean on it.
And what were we talking about before all this? Slamming the door and shit.
Yeah, we're talking about
Someone sprinting down the hall now.
Oh, they're fighting.
I can't have a nice day. I'm going to... The La Quinta, this is 10 times worse. People are... You have to fight with someone.
What does Quinta mean?
To fight there. I don't know.
Oh, it is Quinta.
The country villa.
Oh, it's just a large house on the outskirts. So it's just an estate, like a not a mansion, but you know.
I'm staying at the country villa.
Yeah, you go to a La Quinta because you speak Spanish. You're like, oh, that sounds nice. And you're like, what a shithole.
You know what a lot of these hotels do now? They have resort fees attached. So you pay your
I've seen that.
And it's like, we have a gym and a pool. It's like, you're not a resort.
No.
And I don't want to use those things. Well, we're offering them to you. It's your choice not to use them. It's like, no, how about if I want to use them and you want to charge for them, which you shouldn't because that's bullshit, then you find a way to bill me for it. No, but it's there. We're offering it. It's a service.
That is crazy. Especially at a place that's like, do you get towels when you go to the pool? No. Use them from your bathroom. Okay. Can I get service out by the pool? No. There's no, nope, you don't. No, that's not a thing.
The prices of hotels are already through the roof. The red roof in.
Hey, through the roof. Red roof. Roof.com. I won't shake your hand. Roof.
Shh.
Women don't belong in business.
Oh yeah, that's what we were talking about. I think that's what I wanted to get back to. It's a very strange thing. I feel as though if I sat around a table of people, even if a person didn't speak and was an intern, I'd say, hey, nice to meet you. Have a good day. Yeah, but you know, there's...
I mean, listen, you got offended that Rodney Ho called you whatever. I forget what he did. How did he slight you?
It's funny that you bring this up because that's what I was just about to say.
Okay.
Hey, Rodney Ho, that guy, I only talk to the big radio stars.
Right.
I have time for you.
He also came into the Carathon and said hi to Tim and did not acknowledge me in any way.
Yeah, but that's who he is. You're not a big enough name.
Okay. Yeah.
I mean, the first time I met him when I was an intern, I get it that I'm an intern and you don't. What do I have to say? I'm not going to contribute to your drivel, your article that somehow you still have a job writing about American Idol and local radio.
Ooh,
what are you getting paid? $30,000? That's too much, honestly, for that kind of work. But give him credit. He's been able to survive. But the very first time I met him and reached out to shake his hand because he was hanging out in the band room, which was the room next to the main studio at 96 Rock. It was the weakest fucking handshake. And I don't know if he's always like that or he just is like, you're not worthy of my handshake. So I'm just going to do this. But yes, zero effort to learn anyone's name. I feel like this just came up the other day. Was it on the radio show where we're talking about some reporting where he would refer to you as some gal?
Oh yeah. Because I didn't bring that up with anybody about seeing Rodney Ho, but somebody brought up Rodney Ho on the show, and so we talked about I would just be like some fucking gal.
Well, that's based. I brought that up because that's based on something he actually wrote about Margot when she was working at Dave FM.
Oh, what?
Yeah, she's on the air full time, assistant program director.
Right.
I mean, what does it take to get some kind of respect from the local radio reporter? And when he's writing about Dave FM, the article was going through because Mara Davis was on, and I guess she was a bigger name because she established herself on Z93 or whatever the fuck it was. Nothing against her. I just
right.
Yeah. And the article was running through who was on the air, and as an afterthought, and some gal named Margot.
What?
Yes.
Some gal?
Yes.
Why was it phrased like that?
Don't ask me. Ask the guy who draws the divisions in his head of who's important and who's not when it
That is
comes to
so
his
rude.
reporting.
Was Margot offended?
Yeah, of course she was.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't she be offended?
I didn't know if she was like, whatever, or if she was like, wow, that sucks.
No, and any time there's an article written about the von Hessler doctrine, it's just dismissive of everyone else except for Eric and Tim. Because he's a fucking loser who thought he had an in with the cool kids.
Yeah.
Like, it's that same dynamic. I'm in high school and I'm a loser. Oh, but these two cool kids are talking to me and they'll be saving. And, the friends of the cool kids are my enemy because they're the ones who are going to talk the cool kids into not liking me. So I'm gonna give it to them before they give it to me.
But we should be considered the cool kids. And I don't really care about being a cool kid, but I just like professionally, aren't we the cool kids too?
Sure, in his eyes we should be, but in general, no. The fact that anyone's viewed as a cool kid for anything they do is ridiculous. I brought this up on the show I did by myself last week, where I read fake questions that I said people submitted.
I listened to some of it and I was like, "There's no way." He's gotten all these emails, especially it's funny though that you made it. I was almost not sure if it was made up or not because you kept saying like, oh, I'm not going to read that one. So did you make fake ones to reject?
Yeah, I had a whole list of questions.
It's funny.
So
that's a good it's a good way to, throw them off, keep them off the trail.
But I was talking about these podcast hosts who have successful shows, but successful in podcasting is like 600,000 downloads. Yeah. We don't get that. I guess Rogan is top with 3 million, but who knows what the fuck? Mm-hmm. How many of those are people listening to the full show? I guess it doesn't matter. You get the download, you get the credit. But I don't know. Do some quick math. I forgot you're not good at math.
I know. Let's try it. Maybe I'll be good.
So open the calculator. I don't know how many people are in the country now. I feel like it's been at 330 million forever. It's got to be like 340 million now.
It's more, yeah.
But that's 600,000 people divided by 330 million. So that would be one.
We're thinking the percentage?
It's 0.18% of the population. 0.18% of this country's population listens to you.
Okay.
Not that big of a deal. So stop acting like a fucking dick. You're not fucking special. Oh, but I am. I host that show that everyone loves. Yeah. 0.18%. Just don't think anyone should be put on any pedestal for any of this shit.
No, and that's not really my point. I don't need to be put on a pedestal.
I know that's not your
point. I think it's just
to the person who wants to create the rules where there's cool kids, not cool kids. Then yes, see. Yes. You maybe not me because I'm not on the show full time. So
Yeah, you're like, who cares about you?
Yeah,
no one should talk to you.
No, but anytime, I feel like I established myself. I was on the air at 99X at a full-time air shift. And it's like, maybe he holds a grudge because I've always been vocal about my feelings. And some has probably gotten back. He's probably heard things. So it's hard to gauge. But yeah, there was another thing reporting on the von Hessler doctrine where there was a picture of somebody else. I think it was like Jared standing on a counter.
I remember.
Said it was me.
Yeah.
Like, that's just fucking lazy. That's not even an insult. That's not done to insult someone or because you think they're lesser than. That's just fucking lazy. It's like, who is that? I don't know.
There's a dude. He's the third dude on the. Okay, so yeah, that's him.
It's not that hard to figure out.
No.
Fucking insane.
Yeah.
I would never treat anyone like that. I don't know.
I mean, with Rodney Ho, I guess, like maybe since there are a lot of people around, maybe he just thought I was somebody sitting with Tim. But if I was a man, would I be just somebody sitting with Tim?
See, now you're making the excuses. As a person who is tasked with writing about fucking radio, that is the only reason you exist and American Idol. maybe the fucking Masked Singer or The Voice.
Yeah.
You think you know as much as you need to
Oh, you're
know
right.
about the
He should know who I
industry,
am.
the industry you report on.
Yeah.
You know who you are.
That's true. Like, it is his job to maybe know who I am.
Fucking insane.
Not like everybody should know who I am, but if you're in radio, like if your only job is to report on radio, it's like you should know who I am.
Yes.
You should say, "Oh, are you Autumn? Nice to meet you. Cool.
Yeah.
Nice to meet you."
Some weird shit going on in people's heads. They'll have to set like anytime I've been in a position, when I was on the air at 99X, not that there were necessarily, people of power who were shitting on the smaller people at the station, because everyone was pretty nice at that station to each other. But I just always felt weird. Like I would want to help set up equipment or break down things. Also because I came from promotions, at 96 Rock at first, even though I didn't do too many promotions because I did hate going out in public and setting all that shit up. And so I moved to running the board so I could stay in studio. But knowing what that job is and what it takes, and I always wanted to help. And if there's ever a time where, even at work now, I'm in a position of leadership.
Sure.
And
but you still offer to
part
help?
of that, and part of that's not shitting on the people above you to the people below you. So I'm not like associating with them that way, because being in leadership, you have to set an example and a standard.
Right.
But
And boundaries.
But I always, feel more on level with the people who are like down on the ladder than up.
Yeah.
And I think it'll always be that way.
I mean, that is an important part of being a manager, is being considerate of the people that are doing the more lower and no judgment, but just lower work, because without them, you couldn't have the higher work.
Now we're just rehashing last week's show that I did alone.
Oh, okay.
Because this came up also.
Okay.
It's fine. I just think it's funny that now the same topics are coming up. But yes, the people who do the work, it's important to respect the people doing that work and to actually know the work that they're doing. Nothing worse than a manager who doesn't know this fucking shit.
Yeah.
It's like, I tell you what to do and I don't even know how to do your job. It's like, now, sure, people mixing audio every day are going to be better at it than I am, but I know how to do it.
Yeah.
I can speak to them about it. But when you do something every single day, you're going to know it more intimately.
Right.
So, yeah.
And then if you're going to be in charge of that, you need to know what the people below you that you're in charge of, like what they're up against.
Yeah, below me.
Yeah, below me.
And I would be like Keanu Reeves. Like there's those set photos of him. Did you watch the last John Wick? Do you watch any John Wicks? Mm-mm. There's a scene where he's trying to get up a bunch of fucking stairs.
He's trying to get upstairs? What do you mean? That's hard to do. He's just walking up a bunch of stairs.
There's a bunch of people like fighting him as he's trying to get up these stairs before the sun comes up, and it's just like a shitload of stairs. So he's fighting and he gets knocked down. And like it's a good scene. But the set photos show him helping carry gear up the stairs.
Aww.
Yeah, he's like helping the crew. He's like, no, I'll carry some of this shit.
Yeah, why not?
I'm not going to go to my trailer and sit there and act like an asshole.
Yeah. I think it's just the way that people, it's like sort of what seems to have been established. And so to feel like you're a part of the thing that is the sort of like the class system in that way, where it's like, oh, you're below me, and so you carry the cords up the stairs, and I'm above you, so I wait in my trailer until they call me. So that's just sort of the established way, and then it like signifies or whatever the divide between you two, and it keeps those there. But if you are a free thinking person, I guess like Keanu Reeves, then you're like, no, I don't need to be like that. I can do what I want. I can just still be myself, Keanu Reeves, not superstar Keanu Reeves. I can just help.
On some level, without a gaffer, there's no movie. Sure, without actors, there is no movie. But I think when you look at it through that lens, it's like, hey, we're all important. what makes me more important than you because I'm on camera
Right.
and the rest of the world knows me because they see
I
me
can
on
pretend
screen.
better than you.
Yeah. I think understanding that that's a cool spot to be in. I'm not saying it's not deserved because acting isn't easy,
Sure.
but
Different challenges.
it's blown a bit out of proportion.
Yes.
The amount of money you get
Yeah.
for doing it. And you get that money because of our society where people will just fawn over you because you're famous. If that didn't exist, then they wouldn't get paid as much.
Mm-hmm.
But I also do think across the board, the reason I hear the fucking Rubik's Cube, but
I'm doing it.
across the board,
Sorry.
even with professional athletes, look, somebody's making all that money. The money exists. People are going to games. There's TV money. People are paying to go to movies. There's a lot of money involved. So in sports, it makes sense to me that the athletes get paid a lot. You can argue that it's insane that they get paid as much as they do to play a fucking game. But if they're not making that money, then it's going into an owner's pockets. So it's like share the fucking wealth. And in movies, it would be nice if it was shared a little bit more than just Robert Downey Jr.'s coming back. It's Doctor Doom.
It is weird that they get so much money. These actors.
They can command it. I get it. I mean,
I guess
Marvel's...
the market dictates, I guess, but it's still just like, whoa. And even with the athletes, I know that there's I guess like acting and being an athlete, it can be similar, right? Like you can put in, like you can grind and grind and grind and then finally make it and then make a lot of money. And the same with athletes. And they have way more risk, as far as like being injured and whatever.
And shorter careers. Well,
Shorter
I mean,
careers.
how many actors make
depends.
it too? But if you're successful as an actor, then yes, your career can go on much longer than
Right.
in athletes.
But it's still too much money. Still too much.
Again, Keanu Reeves, does he need to do this? No. He has all this money, and a bunch of the people who worked on John Wick, he bought like really expensive Rolexes. I don't know, $15,000 watches.
Damn.
It's like, here you go. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And you look at yourself and you're like, I got all this fucking money, and what the fuck? Let me spread it around a bit.
Doing?
I'll still have a shitload of money if I spread this around.
That's the thing. It is strange that you can make so much money and not and sort of like put it through some charity, some like bullshit charity. It's like, don't do that. Help real people. Actually give it to somebody.
And he does.
Yeah. Keanu Reeves, he's good. He's a good guy.
So what was the initial topic? Staying power and Keanu Reeves.
The staying power of Keanu Reeves.
that's this week's.
Yes. I think Keanu Reeves would shake my hand.
I bet he would. I bet he'd be nice to you and talk to you. And
sure. You know who was amazing? Was Clark Howard. And you know who else was amazing? Was Scott Slade. And you know who else was amazing? Chris Chandler. You know who else was amazing? Smiling Mark McKay.
I mean, Clark's always been
even Shelley Winter. Like, he is friendly and sweet and fun, and those people respect me.
Clark's always been game. Remember when he did the pundit panel?
Yeah.
I was dressed up as Abraham Lincoln, and he shot me in the head with a cap gun.
I forgot that he shot you.
I mean, a lot of people are like, well, no, I don't want to do that. Why do I want to do that?
I don't know if that's good for my brand. He's like, sure. Who's Abraham Lincoln?
Hey, he's always been down to do things
him.
and a cool guy.
He like stopped me in the hallway to give me advice on like what TSA entryway to go to before the airport. Because he was like, you can go on TSAwaittimes.com and you can see which ones have the short. There's a secret one that people don't know how to get to. It's called North whatever. It's like, okay, thanks, Clark. I didn't ask him for
right.
it. I was just like, amazing. Anyway, and then Scott Slade even like, he wanted to come find me to tell me how much he liked the show and how much he liked me. I felt like unworthy because I've been listening to WSB since I'm like 5 years old. And I don't know when he started, but I feel like it's been since forever. And
Maybe
I
you
felt
should
very
give you
special.
some of that radio money. He was in it when there used to be
Yeah.
money.
Yeah. These legacy
Like,
people,
Autumn.
I bet they make like Mark Arum. I bet you he makes so much money.
Like, Autumn, radio blows these days. I know it. I made a lot of money.
Get out.
Here's a $15,000 Rolex. Look, because you can sell it too. I understand. It's like, maybe I prefer the cash and then sell the watch.
Oh, for
If I
sure.
gave,
Yeah, whatever.
I don't know, if I gave somebody a watch, I would look, if they sold it, I guess I would get it. I was like, you made a lot of money selling that watch, but I also think like, what about the sentimental value?
That'd be different though, because, and I'm sure that would be hard to do. Like if you said, I really need the money, but wow, this is so sweet of him to give this to me. But if you're giving out just Rolexes, I would be fine if a handful would be like, oh yeah, sell it. Like, go for it. But if it was like you, an individual giving one person a Rolex, that's different. It was like, thanks, ching. I'm just gonna sell this piece.
Yeah, he gave all the stuntmen the Rolex.
Wow.
I don't know which one it was. It was a Submariner, but I mean, there's such a wide range of those. They range from like $10,000 to $40,000. So who knows?
Yeah. Well, even 10,000. I mean, damn. I would take 10
Who-
grand.
Who knows?
Oh, this is only a $10,000 Rolex. Thanks, Keanu. Whatever. Stupid.
All right. Well, I got a meeting in 2 minutes.
Okay. So is this our last show? What's happening?
I mean, I didn't think we made the decision
No, I don't think so
quite
either.
so quickly.
Yeah, just randomly brought it up and then like, all right, well, bye.
I mean, look, if you do something for over 5 years, once a week, we didn't ever miss a week, even if there were some shows where, I was alone, you were alone.
Yeah.
Special guests.
Yeah.
Could have grown into more. We could have continued to bring other people in, had more guests, had them introduce topics, but it's a lot of work.
Yeah. I enjoy the work that we put into this, which is not much. It's fun. It makes it easy and likable.
It's fine. I think there's a way to do it without putting too much work into it where it's still good. I
Yeah.
just don't want it to be shit and then feel like an obligation and a chore.
I agree.
Because when it does that, then it suffers, and what's the point of listening? It's like,
Yeah.
they don't even want to fucking do it. It's not that I don't want to do it. I feel like it's fallen off a bit.
Yeah,
So
I agree.
So take your next week off and think about it.
All right, you too.
All right, close it
All
up.
right, thanks everybody for listening. I didn't introduce the show, but I'm going to end the show. Thank you so much for listening. We love you. Bye.
No, and I'll have you introduce the show, and I'll put it.
Oh, okay. Welcome to One Topic, where we stick to one topic. I'm introducing the show. My name is Autumn Fisher.
My name is Greg Russ.